We just got news from General Motors on how many electric vehicle reservations they actually have for the Silverado electric pickup truck. And the figure is pretty amazing, actually. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Great to have you here. My name's Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. General Motors just reported their Q3 financial statement and results. The figures were actually very, very good. A huge improvement over Q2. In fact, they made nearly 4 times the profit in Q3 that they did in Q2. Revenue was up significantly to 42 billion. And the reality is they made more money per car sold. In fact, significantly more money per car sold than Toyota. Of course, neither GM or Toyota were anywhere near Tesla's incredible profit figures on revenue generated, but that's it. That's not really the key point here. The point is the future of General Motors. Now that we know their strategy for the future, we know what their plans are, we know that they're going to take advantage of the IRA, the incentives in North America for electric vehicle production, and we know, this latest result figure is very intriguing because if you think about it, GM's global strategy is now very, very clear. It's so obvious. It's probably more obvious than any other automakers in the world. 75% of General Motors revenue comes from North America. They're saying they're only going to be building EVs in North America in 2035. It's very clear what their strategy is. They'll be 100% electric by 2035 worldwide. Very, very abundantly clear. And the thing is, GM potentially can make really good profits on their electric vehicles if they do one thing: use lithium iron phosphate batteries in the Silverado electric pickup truck and in all of their vehicles. That, in my view, is the one big change they need to make. Can they still use Ultium batteries? Absolutely. But LFP batteries should make up a significant percentage of their strategy. Now, if you disagree with that, let me know why in the comment section below. Remember, LFP batteries are a lot cheaper and recall rates are, about 98% less than LG Chem's batteries, who are GM's battery partner. Now, all that said, I do believe General Motors now are well and truly in the safety zone when it comes to bankruptcy. And this all comes down to one thing: 75% of their revenue comes from the North American market. The US government is basically going to sponsor the hell out of them to get them in position to succeed. The IRA confirms that. Think about it. General Motors will benefit from the IRA more than any other car maker on the face of the earth because Tesla's strategy is not a North American one. Yeah, it's a big part of it, but it's nowhere near 75% of their strategy. GM's is. So therefore, they'll benefit the most from the new IRA. So will the Silverado. Big time. Remember, the batteries in this vehicle, they're going to be subsidized. The parts in this vehicle, they're going to be subsidized by the US government. The vehicle building itself, that's going to be subsidized by the US government. And that could be a good thing because it's going to save US auto manufacturing. General Motors has said it now has more than 170,000 Silverado electric vehicle reservations. More than 170,000. When has a General Motors gasoline-powered vehicle ever had that many reservations? I'll give you the answer. You probably already know it. It's pretty damn obvious. Never. It's a record. GM has hit a record for vehicle reservations. Honestly, though, once this thing actually gets to the marketplace, once we actually see critics and reviewers testing it, showing you the mid-gate function, the fact that this is an EV built from the ground up, the F-150 pickup truck, it's good, but it's not as good as this. It's just not. There's going to be more. I believe a lot of people that put reservations down for the F-150 will switch to the Silverado once they realize it's the better vehicle. It just is. I love Ford. In fact, I've always loved Ford. Don't know why, but let's face the facts. Ground up electric vehicle has so many less compromises. This will have more range and it'll be much more functional. One of the key reasons I believe the F-150 is nowhere near as functional as this is the fact this has the midgate, right? In combination with a longer tray. The F-150's tray, it's just not functional for a lot of commercial trade users. And for people like me, I want to put a surfboard in the tray. Can you even fit that in the very short bed of the F-150. It's just a bit compromised in that way. Plus, the range of the Silverado will be longer. So realistically, I've been saying this for a long time now, the Silverado will easily outsell the F-150 if General Motors can make enough of them. Now, the fact they've got 4 battery factories planned, they've already started working, they've already started manufacturing batteries at one of them, they've already started production at 2 factories. I mean, not production, actually building 2 other factories. They plan to open another factory. There's 4 factories. I think they will have enough batteries, but not for a number of years to come. It's going to take a while to ramp that battery production up. But the only thing is, there is one thing they have here. Although LG Chem, I have criticized them fairly, and no one else is doing it. I don't know why, but it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like, imagine if one car company had more recalls than every other car company put together, and no one called them out on it. That's bizarre. I mean, no one's calling out LG Chem. What the? Weird. But there is still an advantage to that. LG Chem can ramp up battery production pretty quickly because they've had a lot of experience with it. So that will be in their favor. So GM, more than 170,000 pre-orders. I'm going to guess that by, say, this time next year, we'll be looking at more than 200,000 pre-orders. I think that's pretty safe to say. As per GM's Q3 2022 earnings report, the number of Silverado EV reservations increased from more than 150,000 in Q2 2022 and from 110,000 in Q1 2022. So they're going up pretty substantially every quarter. Now, GM Authority says, assuming GM can keep up with demand, this is very promising news. Well, you can't. Why would you assume they're going to keep up with demand? That's just ridiculous. Come on, that's just like Disneyland nonsense. Demand? What, they're going to make 100,000 a year next year? No way. But can they make a lot of these in 2025? I think they can. That's when things should start to get serious for them. Will they outsell Tesla in 2025? No, that's just delusion. But will they do really well? I think they will. Now, interestingly, surveys are saying that 95% of Silverado EV reservation holders plan to use the electric truck for daily driving use. Additionally, 87% of reservation holders have decided to reserve the Silverado EV because they want an electric vehicle that can do truck things like towing and trailering, while 72% of respondents said they desired an EV that could go off-roading. Now, I've seen people on electric and on other places claim that people who buy pickup trucks never use the bed. In fact, this is a stat I saw today. They're saying 90% of pickup truck owners in the United States never use the tray. That's complete anecdotal nonsense. Yeah, maybe 90% of them don't use the tray daily, but never use the tray? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I understand why so many people hate pickup trucks. They're big. A lot of people that have them don't need them. Fair point. But people are going to buy them, right? There's nothing we can do. There's no point crying that the sun's going to come up tomorrow. It's going to come up no matter what you do. Why moan and whine about it? So let's just accept the fact. US buyers, Australian buyers of vehicles, they're going to buy pickup trucks no matter what you say. So stop moaning about it. Stop whining about it. But appreciate the fact that soon they'll be buying electric versions. That's going to be a lot better because a lot less noise pollution, a hell of a lot less actual pollution in the air for you to breathe in, and a lot less rednecks doing things like coal rolling your Tesla, which is honestly just incredibly childish and ridiculous. Now, according to Recurrent Auto, only 20% of Chevy Silverado EV reservation holders actually intend to purchase the truck. That means 80% of reservations could be phantom orders, which would be the highest in the EV industry. However, there's a problem with that survey. A lot of the information in it doesn't add up. In fact, they presented some statistics in there that kind of invalidate the entire survey. I'm not convinced there's any truth to it whatsoever. Plus, they only actually surveyed 2,000 buyers. Isn't that really representative of the 2 million pre-orders we have now for trucks? Right? We have 2 million. We have, in fact, more than 2 million pre-orders for Tesla Cybertruck, Silverado, Hummer, and F-150 electric vehicles. So they surveyed 2,000 people, and that's representative of more than 2 million buyers. I don't think so. Now, GM Authority tries to come up with some reasons why, their excuses for why these buyers are actually really not convinced they're going to go through and order one of these vehicles. But I don't agree with that. It's all nonsense. What'll happen is, right, this is what'll happen. The media will get a hold of some of these vehicles. They'll go, wow, these are way better than the gasoline-powered version. A couple of influencers will get them, right? people will start delivering them. People will start seeing them on work sites or on people's properties, and they'll go, yep, I want one. I'm pretty convinced that way more than 80% of reservation holders will follow through with the order as long as GM can actually deliver them within the next couple of years. Under the skin, the Silverado EV is based on GM's new all-electric BT1 platform. It shares this with the GMC Hummer EV and the GMC Sierra EV. In fact, General Motors have revised the actual specs of this vehicle to reflect those of the Sierra EV, so now the specs are better when 90% of these reservation holders put down their reservation. Then that just means it's all the more likely that people will actually follow through with their order. The truck uses GM's Ultium battery technology and the GM Ultium drive motor technology, which will give the vehicle up to 400 miles of range. In addition, one other really cool feature, aside from the midgate, which you guys know I love, is bi-directional charging. That means it can provide energy backup to a property home if needed. That's a huge function, a huge feature. I want to know what your thoughts are on the Silverado EV. Are you as positive about it as I am, or do you have your doubts? Let me know if you do in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.